Before you call them friend, gotta prove them first. Is there really loyalty when you're at your worst? We need to hit her all like the wire. You're looking for some truth, I'll supply it. If you want it too soft, this ain't them. You gon' choose a law over sin. It's just some uncut gems. It's just some uncut gems.
We was diamonds in the dirt, just grounding in the turf. Our mama go berserk, trying to keep from riding in the hearse. Now we lions in the work, sons of Zion, we the church. Different color fringes is looking vibrant on my shirt until I'm lying in the dirt. I pray to be a fire hydrant with this word, like a geyser on the curb.
First and foremost, I want to give Kal Halal, Abanau Yahweh, Baha Shema Mashiach Malak Yahweh Shai. We're the Hebrew Israelites who come here week in and week out to tell you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that y'all are God's chosen people, the Israelites, the most beautiful people, powerful people on the face of the planet. What's going on, brother? Brother, now you doing all right? Come chop it up with me real quick. We got shade, man. Hey, you Hispanic? Mexicano? Yay, nay? Hey, know that more than likely you an Israelite. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, all right? But see, here, the question that I want to ask, you know, brothers and sisters walking by is, do y'all like America? Do y'all think this is a safe place for your people? Y'all think this is a safe place for our people? It's not, man. It's not. What's going on, brother? Brother with the headphones, you doing all right? Come chop it up with me real quick. Come chop it up with me. What's going on, man? You just getting off work or something?
Yeah.
Okay. All praise. What's going on, man? My name is Dre. Nice to meet you, man. Let me ask you something. Do you think America is a safe place for so-called blacks and Hispanics? Is this a safe place for us? Why you say that? I mean, I agree with you. I fully agree with you. We are the minority. I'll give you that. And also, for some reason, we're the minority, but we have all the buying power, or majority of it, right? But not only that, you heard the story about Emmett Till, right? You know, are you familiar with Emmett Till? Emmett Till, this was, what time? It was like 1950s. Like 1950s, 1960s. He was a 14-year-old little boy. A white woman accused him of, touching her or raping her or something like that, if I'm not mistaken?
You can't call it.
Oh, whistling at her, my bad, Salakia. A white woman accused this 14-year-old black boy of whistling at her. She told her husband. Then later that day, Emmett Till was kidnapped. His body was mutilated. He was beat down and then hung on a tree. And he didn't even do it. And here's the kicker, right? That's murder. There's no statute of limitations for murder. If someone committed a murder 15 years ago and they get the evidence, they can still prosecute that murder, right? That said, the woman who accused him of doing it, knowing full and well she was lying and that he would get put to death for it, is still alive today. And they found the warrant for her arrest. You remember Bill Cosby? How he, was blind in one eye? And he had his ailments? But they still put him in jail though, right? You know what the grand jury decided for this woman who got Emmett Till killed? They decided because she has cancer and she's very old that she shouldn't go to prison. But we can put Bill Cosby in prison, but not this woman who had a little boy mutilated, beat down, and hung, all because she lied. Purposely, I might add. She lied purposely. That don't sound right, do it? It don't sound right at all, right? You ever ask yourself why we get treated like this? Because how is it that Bill Cosby can go to prison for whatever he did, but this woman who literally caused a young man's death on purpose doesn't see a day in jail just because she's old and got cancer?
Look, black people, Hispanic people, we the most influential, right?
Of course, they try to steal everything. You see this guy's shoes right here? You mean to tell me he would wear those shoes if we didn't wear them? Let's be real.
With the Air Force?
Yeah. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't know. And he's not wearing them right either, but still. Right?
But at the same time, we put a bad name on ourselves though too.
In a way, we do bad to each other.
It kind of, we live in a white man's world, but the
Absolutely.
white man want to live like
I wouldn't say that. And I'll say why. They like to take things from us so that way they can, how can I put it? letting somebody new in at the cookout. They try to take things from us and think so that we think that they're cool. So that way we be more accepting of them. Does that make sense? And they say, oh, well, no, I'm not one of the bad ones. I'm one of the good ones. But there's a quote from Muhammad Ali. He said that there's 1,000,000 snakes coming at me. And 1,000 of those million snakes are non-venomous. Am I supposed to just leave my door open just in case one of those 1,000 non-venomous snakes comes in and helps me out? Or am I just going to close the door? Exactly the point. That's the whole point. But yet they do things for our people to accept them. That's why you got our women and even our men, you know, sometimes with these people, right? And it's more detrimental for our women. You should think about it. The whole concept of a woman being with a so-called white man, that started in slavery when they would kick the husband out, and then we would have to sit there and listen to our wives be raped. And then now it's acceptable. They do things so that way we essentially invite them to the cookout, right? You got Isaiah 22 and 44? No, you good. Because I want to tell you something. Do you believe in any higher power at all? Or spiritual in any way?
I really don't want to get into that.
It's okay.
I got conflicted feelings about that.
You see?
What you talking about your spirituality?
Look, I was raised to be a Christian, you know what I'm saying?
Understandable. Most of us were.
My daddy was the one who taught me, you know what I'm saying, how to pray, how to read the Bible, what something should mean.
Okay.
But as I got older,
It's something ain't seem right.
I started experiencing a lot of different shit.
Okay.
You know, and how shit come about, I don't know, bruh. I don't know. I feel like science is more a logical way to think, but I don't know.
Okay. Well, the word science just simply means to know, right?
I'm gonna tell you like this. When I was young, I ain't really too much cared about all the other religions. I was just God as my Lord and Savior. That was that.
Okay.
But
hey, let me show you something on science. You got it? Daniel 1 and 4. You see, I'm putting tabs in your Bible.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 4. Children in whom was no blemish, but well favored,
right,
and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge,
right,
and understanding science.
Understanding what?
Science.
We understand science as well, right? Just like there's a cycle of the stars, and we understand how the world works. The Most High put that wisdom in us. That's part of it, right? But there's a lot of things that the so-called white man science just doesn't explain, right? A lot of their stuff is theories or theorized. They like to talk about it like it's fact, but in reality, it's all theory. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, what if I told you it was written that blacks and Hispanics were going to be heavily incarcerated, have everything taken away from them, and they're going to be preyed upon? And what I told you that was written in the scriptures, prophesied to happen, what would you say? Let me show you. Isaiah 20. You got it? Go ahead. Watch this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Have we been robbed and spoiled? And not spoiled as in given everything, but spoiled as in having everything taken away from us. Does that happen to us? As a people?
Yeah.
It has, right?
Yeah.
Read.
They are all of them snared in holes.
Do you know what a snare is? The snare is like a trap. You ever see, like on cartoons, a little animal running by a little bushel of leaves, and when they run over it, it gets caught in the trap. This little hoop of rope strings them up in the air. That's what a snare is, right? Yeah, pretty much a booby trap. So, for example, say when you go to the hoods, the ghettos, and the barrios, right? The corner stores that are over there, it's ran by East Indians and Pakistanis and whatnot, right? But what are they selling in our neighborhoods? We don't own those stores in those neighborhoods, but they're selling us, what, cigarettes beer and alcohol. Is that something that we need in our impoverished neighborhood? No. But we get those things and it causes us to lose our mind. Not only that, you have those areas are heavily policed, and at the same time, there are drugs and guns being pumped into those neighborhoods. It's already hard enough to get it out over there. So what you gonna turn the guns, you gonna turn the drugs, try and make a profit, and then whoop, you got someone looking at you to try and pull you over. It's a trap. When they set bait cars in our neighborhoods to see who's gonna get caught slipping, it's a trap. All things is going on. All the things that set up for us to fail is a trap, and that's what it's talking about. They are all what?
They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
We make up most of the population for the prison houses, don't we? Blacks and Hispanics, right? Read.
They are for a prey and none delivereth.
Right.
For a spoil and none said restored.
We're preyed upon and no one's trying to give us any form of restitution. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? You see what I'm saying? These are things that we go through now. But this was written during the time of Isaiah. And in all actuality, Isaiah is talking to his people. A very special and prominent people, right? What you think about that?
I don't got too much to say about it.
Well, let me show you this. How many times have we seen blacks and Hispanics gunned down by police officers and nothing happened to the police officers? Too many times, right? And like that story I brought up with Emmett Till, and how that woman, even though she's old or whatever, she still don't got to serve no jail time, right? Watch this.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
Weren't we put into slavery and subjection under these people? They technically own us. And they do what?
Who possessors slay them.
Read.
And hold themselves not guilty.
What's the first thing they say? I'm not guilty. I didn't do it. I was defending myself. He was holding his phone and I felt threatened. Don't this happen to us? You see what I'm saying? Not everyone can go into this book and read it and actually see how it applies to their life. You see what I'm saying?
I feel you on this type of time, but it don't really hit home for me unless it happens to one of my own. So,
what you mean? Like someone who's close to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I see it and I just shake my head and I keep pushing. I don't really just have like a whole lot to say about the situation.
You was in Katrina?
Yeah.
All right. Now you know how they bound the levee, right? Flooded the whole nine, right? Why they do that? To protect the city, protect our own burden. That's why they flooded it, bro. They killed all those people to protect what they built, right?
You talking about Katrina, period? Like the storm, period?
Yeah.
The levees broke.
No, they blew them, bro. You ain't hear it? Everybody heard it. Where you was when the storm? Where you was when the storm happened?
I was a little ass boy. You might not remember. I was about like 5 years old.
They said the levees spilled, but we all heard the explosion. They blew the levees to protect the Bourbon Street and whatnot, bro. Uptown.
So the hurricane wasn't really a hurricane.
It was a hurricane, bro. But I'm saying to protect what they prized possession of New Orleans, they flooded the lower nine. They flooded the east.
Have a line
to protect that. Everybody heard this, bro. But they did that to protect their wealth in New Orleans.
All that shit did was made New Orleans worse.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not taking away from that. I'm just let me backing off what he said about the oppression of our people, bro, and the mechanisms they're used and will take to
even the great, because what he's saying, that's a great link to go. They protect. They're trying to protect. For example, say another hurricane was coming just like Katrina, and this area is about to be flooded, and they had levees to protect it. But if this place is about to be flooded, and they blew those levees up, so that way this will be saved, but everywhere else was messed up. They're protecting their investment because this generates revenue for the city of Dallas. Matter of fact, there's a brother.
I get you now.
You see what I'm saying?
I get you now. I definitely get you.
It's the cost of lives and making people impoverished just so that way they can protect their pocket. You See what I'm saying? It's look. If that don't hit home, I don't know what to tell you. But I'll even go as far as this, right? Because I think a lot of our people feel the same way. It don't really happen to me or mine. You know, I see it. It's messed up. I can't.
That happened to us.
It did.
That happened.
It did. But we gotta start learning how to love each other as a whole. There's another thing that happened during this. When we was put into hardcore bondage and servitude, they put it in our minds to hate each other, to not care about each other as much, and to protect only our immediate selves and our family.
Well, how long did it take them to send the National Guard?
Ooh.
It took 3 days, bro. It took 3 days. You know what I mean?
Longer than that.
It took 3 days till they started moving. It took 3 days.
I was in the storm. And me and my we was in that, like...
Look, it took us 3 days for them to move us. Then they moved us to the University of New Orleans. We was there for another, like, 3 days. All this process happened within a week. And when we was there, bro, they didn't give a damn about the people, bro. They were just trying to protect what they wanted to protect. They were shooting people, bro. Detaining people from okay, everybody was running in their Dixies and whatnot because they ain't had no food and whatnot. But they was killing people for that, man. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to protect. They could care. They didn't send the National Guards in for the people. They sent it in to protect their goods. They didn't give a damn about us, man.
There's some wise words to go along right with that, man. If we don't love and protect each other, who's gonna do it? All we got is us. That's why we come out and try to tell our people, because what we need is a thorough knowledge of self. And who we are, we're the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. We God-chosen people. Christianity took what belongs to you, twisted it, and lied to you about it. This book belongs to you. When you read about Moses, you know who Moses is? You know who the dude who split the Red Sea? That's your forefather. You know who Abraham is? Abraham? The friend of the Most High? You ain't never heard of Abraham? That's your forefather. You heard of Christ?
Abraham, Elijah.
That's Elijah, your forefather too. You know who Isaiah is? The book of Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. Those are all your forefathers. We wrote this book. Our people wrote this book. But people that's like him, this devil right here, took what belonged to us and twisted it. And you know how he did it? He did it because we messed up and we turned our backs on the Most High. That's really what happened. You ever get in trouble with your dad? You get your ass whooped? I got my ass whooped.
No, not really.
What?
Not really.
You lucky. I got my ass whooped a lot. I was a badass. I ain't gonna lie. But were there disciplinary actions for if you did something that he told you not to do?
Man, I got sent to boot camp.
That's a disciplinary action.
He never put his hands on me.
But he still had other modes of form of correction. Like, okay, you want to act up? We'll send you to boot camp. See what I'm saying? That's a disciplinary action. Us going through what we're going through it's an ass whooping from our Heavenly Father. That's what it is. Like, you know what the matter of fact, you know how black on black crime, how it's a big issue for the most part? Give me Deuteronomy 28:54, right? I'm about to show you that that's an actual curse in the scriptures that we go through, right? You got it? Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 55. So, 54. So that the man that is tender and among so that the man that is tender among you is very delicate.
Now, if something's tender and delicate, how do you handle it? With care, right?
Yeah.
With love, with appropriately, kindly, that you make sure, okay, you're doing well. You know, make sure it's protected, right? Just like this, right? This is a tender and loving, caring conversation that we have. Not all the time do our people do that. You see, it's gotten better over time, but even so, a lot of our people have an issue just even acknowledging one another, saying what's up. We say, hey, brother, fellow black man, how you doing, man? You doing all right today? Our people don't do that. But instead, a lot of people do this.
His eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
Ain't that an issue? You ever been sized up before? For no reason? You walking mind your own business, some random nigga size you up? You ever size a nigga up? You heard of stories of people in the club, you know how clubs be, they tight, fitting, trying to get to the bar, get you a drink. Next thing you know, somebody's J's is scuffed. Oh, my bad, bro. Now there's a fight or somebody got shot. That's an evil eye towards your people. Because our people are so quick to spin the block and shoot at each other. But how many times have they spun the block and went to go shoot up a police station for shooting one of our own?
Hey, that shit is happening.
Where?
That shit is happening.
Where? Okay, you know what? How about this? If it has happened, does it happen often? As many times.
No.
As many times.
No, nobody not about to just.
But,
no, bro.
So you mean to tell me we can spin the block and shoot each other, but when we can visibly see police officers killing and gunning us down on live television or live social media, we can't spin the block?
Look,
You see how
niggas think like, man, this is a person that I immediately, you know what I'm saying? Know you know him personally.
Okay. Even if you don't know him personally, you know where they at though.
Whatever you got going on, know the nigga personally, and he did something to you, he did something to him, and y'all constantly back and forth with this.
Oh, and the police have been constantly killing us. But you don't see our people, because guess what? It's not like we don't know where they at. They got a whole police station where they be sitting at. We know where they park at. It's the same thing with the ops. The niggas from fucking Grove Street spun the block on. We're gonna go ride on the niggas. It's the same shit. But yet we'll do it to ourselves before we actually go get at the people who's been killing us. You see how that's an issue? We'll do it to each other, but we won't do it to the people who's been doing it to us for over 500 years. I'm not saying that we should start to go do that. I'm just saying the mentality. That's an evil eye. I'd rather kill my own brother than protect him and then avenge him from someone from a whole nother nation who killed him. If we got beef, that's cool. But I'm not finna let no outside nigga come in the middle of our beef like it's cool. You see what I'm saying? That's a messed up situation that we're in. Our eyes are evil towards each other, but our eyes are not evil towards the people who truthfully hate us. Keep going.
Continuing on verse 54. And towards the wife of his bosom.
Domestic violence. It happens. Both men beat women sometimes, and also women beating men. It happens on both sides. That happens in our community as well. Read.
And towards the remnant of his children.
Sometimes child abuse. Read.
Which he should leave.
And single parent households. We got black on black crime, black on brown crime, domestic violence against women, domestic violence against men, and child abuse and single parent households. That happens is that in the white man's community, or is that more in our community?
More in ours.
More in ours. That's a whole curse of the scriptures. And that only happens when the Israelites didn't do what they were supposed to be doing. Get 49.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from forth, from the end of the earth.
So we was chilling over on the west coast of Africa. We got our Northern Kingdom brothers, the Native Americans, as well as the so-called, they're all Native. When I say Native Americans, I mean the so-called Native American Indians, as well as the so-called Hispanics, and the Seminoles. They're all natives to this land, right? They had people come all the way from Spain, France, Britain, and those same people came over and got us off the west coast of Africa. These places are not close to us. So a whole nother nation came over where we was at and took us into slavery. Am I right or wrong? That historically happened, right? Now let's see what would happen with these people.
From afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies, a nation's whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Did we initially speak English when they came to us? We didn't.
We never had really a language.
Well, actually, there's no way for you to say that, because here's the thing though. Before slavery, and I'm being real here, before they brought us over here, what do we call ourselves? Not what they say. What that's a Latin word. We didn't speak Latin.
I don't know. What we call ourselves?
That's the point. That's the whole point. For the most part, we did not know. For the most part, growing up, all we knew was, okay, my people were slaves here. But we never thought to think to ourselves, we was living all the way on the west coast of Africa. What kind of clothes we wear? What kind of music we make? What kind of food did we eat? How did our women live? What was our religious practices if we had it? What was our culture like? We never thought to ask these questions because of the damage that they did to us when they put us in this hardcore bondage. But they forced us to speak English. They forced our Hispanic brothers to speak Spanish. They forced the Native American Indians to speak English as well. They forced Haitians to speak French. You see what I'm saying? Got precept? Watch this.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. And thou even, thou south, shall discontinue from thy heritage.
And a heritage is more than just inheriting something from somebody. You inherit your mannerisms, your looks, your thought process, how you encounter people from your parents. You can also inherit land, customs, a way of life. We were discontinued from that. Because again, when you think back to it, it comes to the conclusion that I don't know what my people were doing before we were slaves. You were disconnected from your heritage.
Disconnected from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies.
And we did most certainly serve our enemies, right?
In the land which thou knowest not.
We didn't know this land. And even the so-called the natives that were over here, they even got sent out of America. Some went over to the Caribbean, some went over to Europe, and some went over to Spain also as well. They got shipped out of America. Some were lucky enough to come home. We got sent over here in the Americas. It happened on both sides. Go ahead.
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
All because we made the Most High mad. Go back to 49. We weren't done with that point. But these are the questions that we really got to start asking ourselves. Go ahead.
49. You want to go to 50?
Yeah.
A nation of fierce countenance.
Meaning they have an evil look to them. Like, you know how you can tell a vibe off something? Like, man, I ain't trying to mess with this dude. He look like he on something. It's the same thing. They came over to us. They looked like they was on something. Read.
Which shall not regard the person of old.
Don't care if they old.
Nor shall favor to the young.
They didn't care if you was young or old. They used to take our babies and feed them to alligators. They called it gator bait. They used to hang our pregnant women upside down on trees, take a knife, cut her belly open, take the baby out, and then smash the baby on a rock. And guess what? The children of these people get to walk around all over America. And those are just two crimes. Hold that. Go ahead, bro.
I gotta go, bro.
I got you, bro. I got you.
I'm fucking with your message, bro.
I got you. Let me get you a flyer, though. Let me get you a flyer.
But no, it is. It's a certain though.
Just know this. More than likely, you are an Israelite, brother. You are an Israelite from one of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You are God's chosen people. Can I give you one more scripture? Give me Psalms 82. You got it? You got it? Yeah, that's what I want. Let me show you what the Most High says that you are.
I have said, ye are gods.
What's this, brother?
Ye are gods.
What is this, brother?
Ye are gods.
Read.
And all of you are children of the Most High.
You are God, brother. You are power and a judge on this earth. When you read about Christ, it's not this homosexual bastard. He look more like you. He got woolly hair and dark skin. And when he come back, he's not coming back to be nice. With the heathen who've done nothing but evil to us for over 500 years, and even the evil of our people, because they got to get it too since they don't want to turn back and come back home. But he's going to come back, and this place called America will be destroyed for every drop of blood that is spilled of our people.
That's right.
For over 500 years. So when you read about Emmett Till, when you heard about George Floyd, how they had our people so destroyed in their mindset, these people, these Caucasian people are descendants of those people. They benefit from it because they exist in this land. And the Most High said he's going to send his son back, and this place will be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction for everything that is did to us. But check out that information, look it up. We hear every Saturday and sometimes on Wednesdays. The number on there, that brother with the shaggy hair over there, that's his number. You see what I'm saying? But you can hit us up on IG. We got lessons on there, live classes, other videos as well. But check that information out, and as well as this, man. I always tell brothers and sisters, don't just go off what any man say, including me. Go do your own research. Look it up for yourself. All praises, brother. All praises to the Most High. Get the Most High ahead. Get the Most High ahead, man. All praises to the Most High. You see that, man? That's what we come out here for, man. That's what we come out here for, man. We here to talk to our people, uplift them, and look, Lord willing, that brother come back here, man. He grows in the spirit and he come back here willing to learn, man. Right? Peace.